Hi everyone, my name is Oluwole Godwin and welcome to MOG Economics. Today we shall be continuing our discussion on budget lines, but in this particular class we shall be doing some calculations in order to check our theoretical expectations. Okay, so we have a question here. A person has 120 naira to spend on two goods, bread and moi moi. Moi moi is a local food to Nigerians whose respective prices are 3 naira. Okay, we have 3 naira for bread and 5 naira for moi moi. So our first question is to draw a budget line showing all different combinations of the two goods that the consumer can buy with a budget. Okay, so we shall be talking about this, and we shall also be talking about a change in income later was in this video. So how do we do that? This is the way we start with this. A budget line has a function that is like this. So we have P1, okay, which is price of X1, then price of X2 equals M. Okay, so we have this is price of good X1 and this is good X1. Okay, price of good X and this is good X and this is real income. Okay, so it's not nominal income. Okay, real income. All right. But in this case we don't have X, we have bread. So this is going to be P1 of okay, PB of bread, price of bread. Then we have price of moi moi. Okay, PM of M then equals okay, let me call this Y. Okay, so equals Y. Good. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, so what is the price of bread? The price of bread is 3. Okay, so we have 3B and the price of moi moi is 5. Okay, so 5M equals Y is 120. Good. So this represents our equation 3. So now to draw a budget line, so what we just have to do is we find the amount of each good that the consumer can afford if he or she spends all of his income on it. So here we assume that the consumer is not buying any bread, so we want to know the maximum amount of money that this consumer can buy with the given income. So we just say let B equals 0. Okay, so 3 into bracket 0 plus 5M equals 120. So what we just have is 5M, because this becomes 0, equals 120, and then M equals 24. Okay, so let's draw a bit of a budget line here. So this is good M, so our moi moi, then is our bread, okay, 0. So we have to be 24. Okay, so let me put M here, let me put bread here. So we have our M to be 24. Alright, so we did the same thing for bread. So we assume now that the consumer is spending all of his income on bread and nothing on moi moi at all. So what we just have to do is to say let M equals 0. So if M is 0, then we have 3B plus 5 into bracket 0 equals 120, then 3B equals 120 in such a way that B now, bread equals 40. So if this consumer decides to spend all of his income on bread, so we'll be having 40. Okay, so 40 of bread. Alright, so we just draw this budget line this way. Okay, good. Now this is the first budget line, and okay, so on this budget line we have different combinations. Okay, so this and so on and so forth. Okay, so one way to also get a particular combination on this budget line is to assume a number for any of bread or moi moi. So let's assume that the consumer wants to buy 10 loaves of bread. Okay, so let's assume B equals 10. So we want to get what's going to happen. So here we just have 3. So since the price is 3, so 3 into bracket 10, okay, plus 5M equals 120. So this is 30 plus 5M equals 120. So we have 5M equals 120 minus 30. So in such a way that 5m equals 90 and then m equals 18. Okay, so our consumer will be able to buy 18 moi moi. 18. Okay, so let's call this 0.6, 0.12. Okay, so let's call this 0.18. Okay, so if this is 40, let's call this 30. 30. Okay, this is 10. This is 20. It's not a perfect graph. Okay, so we have 18 moi moi and then okay, this is 10 and this is 18. So we just have 10 and 18. Okay. Alright, so this is a possible combination, and on and on and on. We can do for 12, we can do for 6, and get different answers. Okay, so that's that about question A. Okay, so now let's go into question B. Question B states that what happens to the original budget line if income falls by 25%? Okay, of course, if income falls by 25%, that means our consumer doesn't have the same amount of income anymore. Okay, and because of that, we expect theoretically that the quantity of moi moi that our consumer will be able to afford now, okay, if he decides to spend all of his money on moi moi would fall. Okay, it will no longer be 24, it's going to be a lower value because his real income now is lower. Okay, then the same thing goes for bread. So if our consumer is willing to spend this fall in income, okay, is willing to spend all of it on bread, we'll theoretically expect that he won't be able to buy up to 40 loaves of bread anymore. It has to be a lower value. Okay, so now let's just see that. So the income was 120. So if it falls by 25%, that means our consumer only has 75% of his income left. So we have 75%, okay, of 120 left. So this is what he has. Okay, so we have 25, 3, 25, 4, 4, then we have 30. So now our consumer's income is 90. So we revisit our initial budget function. Okay, so we had 3 of B plus 5 of M equals, so we are going to be having 90 now. Okay, so this is equation 4. Now when let's assume that our consumer is willing to spend all of his money on moi moi. Okay, so what happens? We just say let B equals 0. So we now have 3 into bracket 0 plus 5M equals 90. So 5M now, 5M equals 90. Okay, M equals 18. So we're having 18, okay, of M now, okay, around this point. So this is going to be our vertical intercept now. So we do the same thing for moi moi. So we assume that our consumer spends all of his money on bread now, okay, all of the reduced income on bread and spends nothing on moi moi. So what then do we have? We just say let's M equals 0. Let M equals 0. So we now have 3B. 3B equals okay, 3B plus 5 into bracket 0 equals 90. So we have 3B equals 90 because this becomes 0. Then B now equals 30. Okay, so we have 18 and 30. So we'll be adding. Okay, so this is the new curve. So we're having, this is B1 and this is B1. Okay, so there's going to be an inward shift of the budget line, that is parallel to the old budget line. Okay, the lines are not so perfect, but they are meant to be perfect. So that is what happens, and we can see that our answers follows the theory. Okay, that when the income of the consumer has reduced, we expect that the consumer buys less of the two goods. Okay, so now let's go into the next. Our next question says, what happens to the original budget line if the price of bread doubles? Okay, so initially we had price of bread. Okay, okay, we have PB, then bread plus PM. Okay, equals y. So if price of bread is doubling now, okay, this from here we also have 3b plus 5m equals y. Okay, so a doubling of the price simply means this is now 6b plus 5m, okay, equals 120. Okay, so this is our equation 4. Okay, all right, so if the price of I think this is equation 5. Okay, so if the price of bread doubles, so what do we expect from the normal law of demand? From the law of demand, an increase in the price of a commodity leads to a reduction in the quantity demanded of that commodity. So the same thing applies here. When the price of a commodity rises, a consumer would be able to afford less of it. So that's the theory that's guiding us. And let's see if our answer is going to be the same. So this is our new budget function. This is our new budget function. Okay, so now we do the same thing. When at this new price, okay, so when b equals 0, okay, so we are assuming now that our consumer is spending nothing on bread and spending everything here. So we have 5m equals 120 and m equals 24. So my is still 24. Okay, of course which shouldn't change. Okay, it shouldn't change because it was not the price of my that changed. All right, so now let us see when our consumer spends all of his income, okay, on bread. Okay, on bread now. So what's going to happen? So we just say let m equals 0, okay, in such a way that we now have 6b plus 5 into bracket 0 giving us 120. Okay, so we have 6b equals 120 and then b giving us 20. Okay, now at the higher price, okay, we have the quantity that the quantity of bread that our consumer can afford now has been reduced from 30 to 20. Okay, so this is what has been reduced from 40 to 20 rather. Okay, so this is what we just have. So we have, this is the initial, so we just have this now. Okay, so where this is of b1 b2, okay, called b1 b1. Okay, so this is what we have now. An inward rotation, okay, an inward rotation of the budget line. Okay, an inward rotation of the budget line. So we see that the quantity of bread has reduced from 40 to 20 because the price of bread actually increased. Okay, so and there's one more thing to see. The price of bread doubled, the quantity also fell by 100%, like what? Okay, so it reduced into half. All right, so that's about this question. So let's move into the next one. The next question states that what happens to the original budget line if the price of moi falls to 4? Okay, so the price of moi initially was 5, now it has fallen to 4. Okay, the law of demand makes us realize that a lower price, okay, would increase the quantity that is demanded. Okay, the same case here, a lower price increases the amount of moi that the consumer can afford. Okay, so we'll be expecting a rotation along the vertical axis, okay, an auto rotation along the vertical axis, and let us see if we are going to be correct. All right, so this was our initial budget function when the price was 3 and the price of mom was 5. So now the price of this is still 3, okay, then the price of mom now is 4. So mom is now relatively cheaper than what it was before. So we do the same thing. Let b equals 0 in such a way that we now have 3 into bracket 0 plus 4m equals 120. So 4m equals 120 and m equals 30. So we can see that if the consumer decides to spend all of his income on moi now, he's going to be able to afford 30. Okay, is it okay? Yeah, our consumer will be able to afford 30 units of moi. Okay, 30 units of moi. Okay, and so now let's see when our consumer decides to spend all of his money on moi. Okay, so we just say let's all of his money on bread. Okay, so let's m equals 0. So what do we have? 3b plus 4 into bracket 0 equals 120. So we have 3b equals 120, and then b equals 40. So what do we realize? The amount of bread that our consumer can buy now is still the same, simply because it was not the price of bread that changed. Okay, so it was not the price of bread that changed, so we just have it being the same. So it is still 40, but now we'll be having a greater value for this. So this is now 30. Okay, so we just have okay, so this is what we have now. So this is still B1, then this is B2. Okay, so now we have an outward rotation of the budget line along the vertical axis. Okay, so this has increased from 24 to 40, and it simply means that the price of this particular commodity has fallen. Okay, has fallen. So that's about that. Okay, now let's move into the very final question. Our very last question states that what happens to the original budget line if prices of moi and bread should double, as well as the budget, Okay, so that simply means we have this was the starting point. Okay, so we now have 6b plus 10m and equals 240. Okay, but before we proceed, come to think of it, when the prices of the two goods should double, okay, when they double, and then the budget, that is the income, also doubles, so what do you think is going to happen? Will the consumer be able to buy more or less? Is the consumer richer or poorer now? Really, the consumer is neither richer nor poorer, because income doubled and our consumer goes to the market and discovered that all of the prices of commodities, in this case bread and moi has also doubled. Okay, so the consumer is not better off and the consumer is not worse off, and theoretically the consumer should remain on the same curve. Okay, on the same curve. This thing also happens when the prices of the two commodities fall, okay, by an amount that is similar, okay, or by a proportion that is similar with the proportion of the fall in the budget, okay, the fall in the income. Okay, so when the entire budget function is multiplied, okay, when they rise or they fall by the same factor, by the same proportion, the budget line does not shift, the budget line does not change, it does not rotate, it remains the same. So let's see what is going to happen now. Okay, so now we have 6b plus 10m equals 240. We do what we do. So we have let b equals 0, that is our consumer is now spending all of his money on moi. Okay, so now we have 6 into bracket 0 plus 10m equals 240. So this is 10m equals 240. Okay, so m here equals 24. Okay, so we still have it, m equals 24. Very good. Now what also happens, so we say the same thing. Let's m equals 0, that is our consumer is now spending all of his money on the bread. So let m equals 0. So we have 6. Okay, so we have 6b plus 10 into bracket 0 giving us 240. So we have 6b equals 240, and then b equals 40. Okay, so we still have 40 again. So there is no change. So we have 24, and then we have 40. So there is no change at all between what our budget line was before and what our budget line is now. Okay, that about that. Okay, so I want us to notice something, that when there is a change in price of one good and the price of the other good does not change, okay, we have a change in slope of the budget line, a change which is what we've been observing since. Okay, so when the price of bread rose, okay, so we discovered that we had this and something like this. Okay, so this line does not have a slope that is similar to this line. Okay, so they have different slopes. So that is what happens. So if it is the other way around, if it is the quantity that is changing here for the vertical axis and nothing is happening here, we also have a change in slope, Okay, but when there is a change in income, okay, we observe that we have something like this. So just a shift of the budget line and no change in slope. Okay, no change in slope. Okay, so we need to note that what if there is a change in income as well, a change in the price of one of the commodities? Okay, so we'll be having a shift of the budget line with a different slope. Okay, so let's assume theoretically that there is a fall in income as well as an increase in the price of bread. A fall in income as well as an increase in the price of bread. Okay, so may have something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, so our curve has shifted from here to this point, and it has as well changed its slope. Okay, so when there is a change in income as well as a change in the price of one of the commodities under consideration, we have a change in the slope as well as a shift. Okay, as well as a shift. The slope of a budget line is calculated as minus p p1 over p2. Okay, this is the slope. We talked about this in our previous video. Okay, so this is the slope. All right, so when whatever is on this axis is the p1, whatever is on this axis is the p2. So in our case, we have minus p price of bread, okay, and over p price of moi. Okay, so it has a negative sign because our budget line is downward sloping. So I want you all to take note of this. We've come to the end of this class. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. In our next class, we shall be talking about utility maximization under budget constraints. Okay, so see you later. Thank you very much for watching once again. Please remember to leave every of your questions in the comment box. We would like to attend to them as quickly as we can, and do subscribe to this channel for more updates. See you next time.